Very lucky to be joined once again on the program by the host and managing editor of the nationally syndicated daytime talk show Daily Blast Live, Samantha Schacher. Welcome back to TYT and welcome back to the Damage Report. Well, welcome, I guess, to the Damage Report.
I watch you all the time, John. I mean, you and I go way back to the common room days, but now that I live in Denver, Colorado, and I work on a different show, just know I still watch you.
Thank you. Yeah, you've been doing great work for literally years now out there. I've just been so excited to see your career continue to develop, and you took a big, bold move by going there, and it turned out to be an amazing decision. For people who don't know, back before there even was a Damage Report, Sam was on the TRT network for a number of years, not only guesting on the, and hosting Common Room, but also Pop Trigger for years and years. And I have a lot of nostalgia for that time. So it's a great blast from the past to have you here. I miss seeing you and all the Pop Trigger people coming in, your guests and everything.
I miss being there. I miss all of you.
Yeah, we miss you too. Well, we're not here to talk just about that though. You've been very busy and very active across a number of issues, but we want to talk about guns, gun control. You've been very busy recently. What did you want to talk about?
So I really want to address your viewers on something near and dear to my heart. I'm sure it's near and dear to everyone's hearts, but as a mama of two, I cannot sit back and watch guns be the #1 killer of children and teens anymore. I can't. So I want everyone here to listen to me about Here for the Kids Action. Here for #4, the Kids Action. We just created it. It's led by BIPOC women, extraordinary, incredible, like a group of badass women who have been activists for a very long time. And it's us white women, and I'll get to that. It's us white women who are going to be the ones who finally put our bodies on the line. It's always been Black, Indigenous, brown women putting their bodies on the line for ever, far too long. And it's our turn. So even though we're led by a BIPOC group of incredible women, and anybody is welcome to show up to Denver, Colorado, June 5th, I'm calling specifically to white women. And I'm gonna get into all of that. I might be all over the place. I'm just gonna share you my thoughts. In the last 6 years, just like all of you, have been absolutely gutted every single time I see a story about gun violence in this country. And I'm not just talking about mass shootings, even though those are on the forefront, because I think of the children, I think of Covenant, I think of, there's too many to count. And I think of my 2 children. I have a kindergartner, and I have he's not in preschool yet, but he goes to school every day. It's more of like a glorified daycare. But when I drop them off, I think about what those parents who dropped off their kids just like I did and never were allowed to see their children again. Because of our obsession, our gun obsessed culture. So what we're asking everybody to participate is, if you can, and at this point it's life or death. So get your butts to Denver, Colorado on June 5th. And we are going to have an executive order asking Governor Polis, ban guns, buy them back. Ban guns, buy them back. I know that sounds extreme because people have written me. Sam, what about the Second Amendment? First of all, the Second Amendment is rooted in white supremacy. This is something that I just learned, newsflash, from Saira Rao, who's one of the incredible women leading this movement. And I went on a deep dive. I said, okay, Saira's telling me all of this information, right? Let me do my own research. So I found great articles on Harvard Law Review, on NPR. I also saw actual documentation from slave owners back in the day, literally worried about the Haitian Revolution, saying, we can't have what's happening in Haiti happen to us. We cannot have our enslaved people revolt. So we will be the ones to have access to firearms. Black, brown, Indigenous people will not have access to firearms. So for me, as someone who's always, John, you know me, I've always reached across the aisle. I've always tried to be sensible. Listen, this is gun sense, common sense gun legislation. Let's do this, let's do that. I've worked with Moms Demand Action, incredible organization. Students Demand Action. I've marched, I've written letters to my senators. I've called my governor. I've done everything. I've been to gun buyback programs. And guess what? They work. People that need money will give you their gun for money. So instead of investing all this money into warfare and this and that, why don't we invest in our country when our children, when our teenagers, they're again, and I'm gonna repeat this until I'm blue in the face, when the #1 killer of our children and teens is guns, It's time that we stop loving our guns and we choose our children over our guns and our gun obsession and the Second Amendment that's rooted in white supremacy. This is all new thoughts for me. It's the same reaction I had when I first heard about Tuskegee, when I first heard about redlining, when I first heard about Black Wall Street, when Tulsa. It's the same thing when I was reading the documentation about the Second Amendment. It was there for one reason, to control enslaved people. I want you guys to push back on me though. I want you to tell me, like, Sam, that sounds crazy. Tell me what you're thinking, because I have an answer for you. Trust me.
Really fast, I wanna make sure, obviously, as many people as possible should show up, but for those who might be too far or they don't have the means, how can they get involved? What would you like them to do?
Go to Here for the Kids Action. Go on Instagram right now. Follow Here, #4, the Kids Action. And you're gonna hear from a lot of different individuals that can tell you how you can help, whether that means helping out from your home, whether that means figuring out semantics, whether that means communication, websites, bumper stickers, just financing in general. There's a lot people can do. So if you can't be there, and I strongly urge, the more bodies, the better. We're gonna be peaceful, we're gonna be direct, but we're gonna be peaceful, but the more bodies, the better. So I strongly urge your viewers, your listeners, to show up June 5th here in Denver. Go to my Instagram and communicate with me at Sam Schacher. I can help out. I already have a lot of people staying at my house. I'm gonna rent a bus. We're gonna go on in and we're going to follow through with this, because I believe in this. We can and we will. But yes, go to Here for the Kids Action, John. And there's a lot of different initiatives people can do if they are not able to leave their home.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.